Alright guys, today we are cold filtering our fixed gear clone. I thought I'd give you a demonstration here on how I filter a beer that's already been carbonated. This fixed gear clone had about 3 ounces of dry hops per 5 gallons, so there was some residual plant matter that I didn't want going into the final product. So we racked out of secondary into a keg and force carbonated, cold crashed it in the fridge for about 2 days. Now we've got it in here at approximately 13 psi, around 40 degrees. So what we do is we take the receiving keg and we pressurize it to 13 psi with our scuba tank of CO2, and then we hook the donor keg, if you will, up to gas. Before we hook the filter up, this is just a regular household water filter. Inside there is a 5 micron filter, just like one of those yarn wrapped up ones. That guy's soaked in Star San and then drip dried inside a sanitized container before I assembled the whole thing. Also, there is a dip tube in there to minimize the amount of loss inside the filter. So before we hook up to the receiving keg, we pressurize the donor keg, hook up the filter, hold the red button to purge all the air out, and then we hook up to the receiving keg and we open the bleeder here on our little our pressure tester. As you can hopefully hear on my crappy little camera, there's just a very metered leak coming out of the top, and my gauge reads off by 5 psi. You see we're at 18, which means we have 13 psi in the receiving keg. With balanced pressure side to side, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but you'll note that there is no gas coming out of solution on the inlet line, nor is there any gas coming out of solution on the outlet. We are just very slowly pushing the beer through the filter and into the pressurized receiving keg so that there will be no giant foamy mess, and I'll only have to force carbonate minimally after the fact to make certain that it is fully carbonated. Now, after yesterday's horrendous mistake, I must also point out that you want to make certain you pull all the Star San or whatever sanitizing solution you're using out of your receiving keg. It's real easy to get distracted, and I yesterday happened to push 5 gallons of beer that I needed for a party today into a keg that had half a gallon of Star San solution in it, and that had to go down the bathtub. But essentially, if you work carefully and follow this setup that I've got right here, you can filter yeast, particulate matter, proteins. If you do it this way while it's cold, you can take out chill haze with this filter set up right here. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Cheers.